So before you do anything, as soon as you have a lot laid down, start to follow your breath, taking nice big inhales and exhales. After you've taken a couple of nice full breaths, start to check in and check in your mind's eye how you are currently aligned, how it feels. Do you feel even, weighted on each side evenly, leg longer or shorter on either side, arm longer or shorter? How do your shoulder blades feel on the mat? Just do a little check-in. And then make a little adjustment. Even if you feel aligned, lift up your left shoulder and roll it under. So your shoulder blade gets heavier on the mat. And then do the same with the right shoulder, lift it up and roll it under. And then bend your knees. Lift up your tailbone and drop it down a little further. And then lengthen out your legs again. And see if that made a difference. Just check here, and this will be our placeholder for how we're aligned. And we're gonna now grab our roller and gonna put it underneath your spine the long way. It's good to do those check-ins periodically. Sometimes I just get on the roller, I never check in, I just get on. And then once you're on, lengthen out your spine. Open up your palms. Bring your feet in a little bit closer and wind your legs out a little bit, knees in, legs out. And take a few breaths on the roller, and again, check and see if you feel level and your spine is centered on the roller, hips even on either side. And I put my hands on my hips with my fingers facing each other on the center of each hip bone. And when I draw my hands together, like right now, my right hip is definitely lower than my left hip. So this is something to notice. Check that your hips are level. That level, okay. So we're gonna just gently roll from side to side now. Nice, smooth, easy movements. Rolling across the vertebrae. Tuck in your tailbone as you do this so that you can roll on the lumbar spine and the sacrum. And come back to center. Slide your right hand up and overhead and your left leg flex your foot so your heel is going down and do a cross-body stretch. Reach, 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 leg and arm. Breathe. And then slide everything back together and do on the other side. So slide out your right leg, lift up your left arm, reach and stretch. And breathe. And then lift up the right arm and the left leg down and stretch the whole body. And gather everything back, bend your knees again. And take your right leg straight up to the ceiling and flex and point your foot. Try to keep your foot, your knee, and your hip parallel. Nice deep stretches and flexes. And then we'll rotate the ankle. Take that leg out. Get that chi flowing. And switch sides. Straighten out the leg, flex and point. Both directions. And then see if you can lift up both legs. And do the same thing. Flex and point. And rotate. One direction, then the other. Then take your legs wide. Open up. Inner thighs. Flex. And then drop your legs down. And do a little bit more rolling side to side. A couple more and then roll off. And before we do anything else, let's just do a little assessment again. So lengthen out your legs, tuck in your shoulders, drop down your arms. And just check in and see if that adjusted anything. And make your way up seated. I want to ask you, before we do our next moves, if and what you noticed in terms of alignment and before and after the roll. So I'll start with Donna. Did you notice anything out of alignment before the roll?
I have a hard time working with the roller. I need to do more work on it.
Did you notice anything before you got on the roller that was out of alignment?
No, because I'm not sure what alignment is for me.
Well, did you notice anything felt not as good or not as heavy on the mat?
It actually does a lot for my back.
So before you got on the roller, what was your back like?
It was much more tense.
All right, good. Well, not good, but thank you.
Yeah.
How about you, Carol?
I was definitely flatter. After we rolled, I was definitely flatter on my mat, but my left shoulder blade does something funny. I don't know. It is uncomfortable when I roll on it. And I'm thinking that I must spend too much time hunched over. And that's where I think I feel out of alignment. My right shoulder blade's fine, but I'm right-handed. But the left shoulder blade, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's where it's supposed to be.
Okay, yeah, I'm noticing. All right, so let's start with some simple stuff, simple regular yoga stuff. You can lengthen out your legs, but I'm going to suggest that you put your roller underneath your knees and then lengthen out your legs. That way you can sit up straighter. And when you're here, imagine that your legs are parallel, not like this, not like this, not like this, but parallel. So that your feet, your knees, and your hips are all in alignment. So naturally, since your hips are wider, your legs are not going to be like this, because they're going to be aligned with your hips. You're going to be a little wider. And then give your flexors a little rub. The top, that big muscle, where it attaches up from the quadricep to the pelvis. Give it a little rub. And then sit up nice and tall. Lengthen your spine. Drop your shoulders. Squeeze your shoulders together. Tuck in your chin and reach the top of your head up like a marionette. Pull it up. And knit your ribs together. And this is Dandasana, four-limbed staff pose. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to lift our arms up. Now, I can see myself in the monitor, and if you can see me, you notice one arm, when I lifted it up, it's more bent, right? You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, look at yourself in the monitor. How are your arms when you lift them up?
Huh.
And then tuck in your shoulder blades, which will make your arms lower, and then straighten them. I can see that this arm on this side does not want to get straight, and that's my bad shoulder. So Carol, what do your arms look like?
I don't know. I'm a little ways away from myself, but I think I'm even.
Okay. All
But
right.
I'm concentrating on doing that too.
Oh, good woman. All right, so now come forward from the sacrum. So you're reaching your arms up, bringing your chest forward, and you won't get very far probably.
Mm-mm.
All right, so we're all as far as we can go, and then we're going to drop our hands down. Keep your body straight and bring your hands down. And then start to yearn your chest forward. Your shoulders going back, like I'm pulling your shoulders back. You're pushing your heart forward. And then push out through your heels. And you should feel that stretch in the back of your legs and in your whole back. Do you feel it?
Yep.
What you're doing when you're back is you're strengthening all those muscles, which we don't use enough. So keep reaching the heart forward, pulling the shoulders back, and breathe for 5 full breaths. And I'm noticing that my right leg is wanting to turn out very badly, but I'm not letting it. And that's what alignment is. Alignment is looking at what good alignment is, which is straight, but a lot on your body and my bodies wanted to do something a little different because of our activities or injuries. All right, let's come up and take out your roller. You had it there. Put it behind, your hands behind you, bring your feet in and take them wide. And then we're just going to windshield wiper. Now you'll probably feel this more in your back because we worked those back muscles a little. You feel it?
Yes.
Yeah. Now normally when you do windshield wiper, I don't feel it, but because I'm really consciously moving those ribs and intercostals and trapezius and latissimus dorsi and whatever the heck they're called, they're getting a little more engaged. Back to center, lengthen out your legs again. This time take them wide, but not so wide as it becomes painful. Now, put your hands on your hips and feel if your hips are sinking equally into the mat.
Mhm.
And make them. Pull them around till they actually both make a connection. You got it?
Yep.
You got it, Donna?
Yeah, pretty much.
Good. All right. So now we're going to just flex the feet gently, not too much, and just walk your fingertips forward, keeping your shoulders back. And you'll start to feel that in your inner thighs. And pause when it gets to be a good stretch. And again, yearn your chest forward as you pull your shoulders back. Press the hips and pelvis and perineum into the mat. Relax your quads. All right, and come up. Leave your legs where they are. Take your arms behind you and lift up your chest. So let's come up and let's take one leg and bring it in closer. And I'm going to put my roller under it so it's supported and feel safe. Sit up tall. Keep your spine long. Keep your core working. Make sure your shoulders are level. And we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to raise our arms again. Lower the shoulders. Come forward from the sacrum. And when you come to your edge, drop your arms down. Same thing. Yearn the heart forward, take the shoulders back. Push out and flex through the extended leg. And breathe. These very simple movements are really good and strong for your body. Relax the bent leg hip. Let it be very heavy. Breathe. Behind you. Lift up your heart. Relax your back. And we're going to switch sides. Like the roller, because you can prop it as much as you want. You can bring it in real close and take it out more, whatever works. And notice if this hip feels any different when you bring it in. Sit up
Yeah,
tall.
easier.
What is easier?
Yeah,
Good, good. Well, you want to make the other hip this way.
I know.
All right, bring your arms up. I think my arm's getting straighter. Okay.
Yours are.
And come forward from the sacrum. Reach, reach. And then drop your hands down. Shoulders back. Heart forward. Flex the other foot. Up. Release. Behind you. Lift your chest. Release your, well, you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to put the props under your legs again and come into a butterfly. So grab on wherever you can and reach again. Pull your chest forward and your shoulders back. Reach, reach, reach. Oh, that's strong. My dentist. Oh. And then keeping the heart forward and the shoulders back. Pull yourself forward. Ooh. Relax the hips. And start your legs. Let's do some more windshield. start working on. We did the back body. Guess what we have to do now? The core. So, we're gonna start by drawing your knees in. And either bring your hands behind them and sit up tall, or if you can bring them in a little closer, you can bring your shins in and sit up tall. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. And while you're here, I want you to pulse your tummy. So pulse it. You can't see my pulsing. So I want you to really pulse it. So you're. So if the pulse is well, you've got a strong core. If you get exhausted after the third pulse, more core work. All right, but more core work anyway, because it's yoga class. So take your legs a little bit wider. I'm actually going to put my roller between my legs, so that way I can have some support there. And I'm going to just start coming back until my belly shakes. And then if you feel your core, it's very tight. And also your quads will get very tight. So let's do that a couple of times. We'll come up and go back to the belly shakes. Come up. And breathe and try to relax. And this time I'm gonna open up the knees and come forward and relax. Come up. So how did your core feel? Did it feel like it was working?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna just do a little bit more because core work is funny. It's so hard at the beginning, but a little bit every day, it gets so easy, so fast. And you'll be amazed. Hopefully you'll be amazed. You'll know. Okay, so come back and lift up your legs for both pose. And hold on if you want. We're focusing on this, not the legs. So just stay here and take some more breaths, 2 more. And then let's come back and down into the butterfly. You can come up. And I think we'll let your core be for a bit. I'm gonna start working a little bit on the shoulders. Does anyone have to leave at 9:30?
No.
I didn't catch that, Susan. What?
Do you have to leave at 9:30?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
We might run over. So we're gonna do something that we do with a chair, but I thought it might be fun to do on the mat. If you want to put something behind you for support, you can. But we're gonna do that rainbow arms pose. So first thing you're gonna do is we're just gonna come forward over our open legs. You don't have to worry about your back being straight. Just come forward and work in the inner thighs here. And then we're gonna walk our hands over so they're on either side of one leg. Now, when they're on either side of this leg, I want this hip to be really firmly packed down to the mat. You're not going to have it lift. Don't let it lift. Keep it tapped. Now, rest your hand that's closest to the leg on the leg, and we're going to lift up our arms and close them. We'll do that 4 more times. So we're going to inhale, open. Exhale, fold. Inhale, open. Exhale, fold. 2 more times. Inhale, open. Exhale, fold. Inhale, open. Hold it open. Reach up. Tack down that hip. And slowly come up. Before we do the other side, just stay here for a moment and notice the feeling of spaciousness on the hip beat. we worked. And the shoulder we worked. Okay, let's lift up our shoulders and see if they're straighter. They are. Okay. All right, we're gonna go to the other side, so let's come forward again. Walk your hands around the other leg. Place one hand on the leg and we'll lift. Breathe. And lower. Keep that hip on the mat. Last one, we're gonna hold open. Back down the hip, reach the arm up. And release. Roll your shoulders a few times, both directions. And we'll do one more forward fold just to see how everything's open up now. So just walk your fingertips out, keeping your shoulders back, flex your feet. See if you've got more edge than normal. From the sacrum. Our way down to the mat and do a few more poses before Shavasana. And when you come down on the mat, I want you to check in with your alignment again. See how you feel after doing all that core and back work. Oh. Anyone feel better?
Yes.
There's a difference.
Feel a lot more energy in my body all over. So let's bend our knees, bring our feet in close to our butt. Cross your right leg over your left leg, so your right ankle is on top of your left knee. And then let's just do a couple of low here. Just going to bring the left knee in, lift it up, flex, point, bring it in, and bring it down. I'm going to do that 4 more times. Draw the left knee in, straighten the leg, flex, point, draw it in, and bring it down. 3 more times. Draw the left knee in, straighten the left leg, flex, point, draw it in some more, bring it down. 2 more times. Inhale in, lift, flex, point, draw it in again, bring it down. Last time, bring the left knee in, straighten the left leg, flex, point, draw it in, and leave it in, and place your hands either underneath your left thigh or on top of your left shin in figure 4. And let go. Okay, now that you're in the position, just relax everything. Relax your shoulders, your right hip, your pelvis, your face. Release that side. And we're gonna cross the left ankle over the right knee. And repeat that movement. So we're gonna draw the right knee in, straighten the right leg, flex, point, draw the right knee in and lower. Bring the knee in, lift the right leg, flex, point, draw it in some more and lower. Next one, bring it in, lift, flex, point, bring it in, lower, draw the right knee in, lift it up, flex, point, lower. Last one. Let's draw it in, lift it up, flex, point, and then leave it in, grab on either behind your right thigh or on top of your right shin, and come into figure four. Angle, have both knees in. Draw your knees over towards your shoulders, lift up your lower legs, come into happy baby. Start relaxing if you can. One of the legs down onto the mat. And let yourself come into your final position, Shavasana. Say thank you to your body for being such a great support for your mind, your emotions, your activities, your soul. Inhale, bring your arms up and overhead. Take your toes down as far away from your hips as you can get them. Take a long stretch. Then gather yourself back together. Bend your knees. Roll over onto your side. And make your way up. Sitting. Lift your heart. Thank you for joining me this morning. May this cloudy day be important to you But remember, mostly there's a sun behind those clouds. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.